You've definitely seen the name Hyatt on a city skyscraper, right? But have you ever stopped to think about how it went from literally a single dusty airport motel to this massive global hospitality giant? Well, today we're unpacking that exact story, a journey packed with architectural revolutions, some really bold business moves, and believe it or not, a whole lot of family drama. Let's dive in.
So, just to give you a sense of how big Hyatt is today, look at this number. We are talking over 1,350 properties. That's a Hyatt in pretty much every major city and resort destination you can think of, all spread out across 69 countries on 6 continents. It is a truly massive footprint in the world of hospitality.
So how does a company even get this big? I mean, it obviously didn't start as a global empire. The real story begins with just one building, a really simple idea, and a super sharp entrepreneur who saw an opportunity that basically everyone else was missing.
Okay, so our story doesn't start in some glamorous downtown hotel. Nope. It starts right next to the noisy runways of one of America's busiest airports. This, of all places, was the seed from which the entire Hyatt Corporation was going to grow.
Here's the play-by-play of how it all got started. Back in 1954, the very first Hyatt House Motel opens its doors near LAX. And honestly, it was just another roadside motel. Until 3 years later, when this brilliant entrepreneur named Jay Pritzker walked in for a coffee and just saw its potential. He bought it right then and there, and together with his brother Donald, they realized pretty quickly they had a winning formula on their hands.
And what was that big idea? It was so simple, but the timing was perfect. Air travel was just exploding in the post-war era, and the Pritzker saw this huge gap in the market. You had this growing class of business travelers who needed convenient, high-quality places to stay right next to the airport. That simple strategy, it became the absolute foundation of their early success.
But see, Hyatt didn't just stick to building convenient hotels. They started building unforgettable ones. This next move wasn't just about location. It was all about spectacle and design. And it sparked an architectural revolution that would literally change hotels forever.
This is it. This is the moment everything changed for them. In 1967, the Hyatt Regency Atlanta opened its doors. It was designed by the visionary architect John Portman. And it wasn't just another hotel, it was a statement. It was like a vision of the future, built right there in the present.
And the undisputed star of the whole show was the atrium lobby. I mean, just imagine walking into a hotel and instead of some cramped, low-ceiling entrance, you are greeted by this massive 22-story void rising up through the center of the building, with these glass elevators just gliding up the walls. It was dramatic, it was futuristic, and it instantly made all of Hyatt's competitors look so dated. This became their signature look.
So building on this incredible success, Hyatt started to diversify. In 1980, they launched 2 new brands to capture different ends of the luxury market. You had the massive, convention-focused Grand Hyatt, and then you had the intimate, ultra-luxe Park Hyatt for a more discreet, kind of boutique experience.
The first few decades, they were all about strategic building and innovative branding. But as Hyatt rolled into the 21st century, its growth strategy took a really sharp turn. They adopted a powerful new mantra: if you can't build it, just buy it.
And this is where Hyatt's expansion just went into hyperdrive. To rapidly grow their global footprint and break into completely new markets, we're talking all-inclusive resorts, lifestyle hotels, Hyatt went on an absolutely unprecedented shopping spree, just snapping up entire hotel chains. And the pace was just staggering. It started with AmeriSuites and Summerfield Suites, which became the backbone of their select service hotels, now known as Hyatt Place and Hyatt House. Then they moved into the trendy lifestyle market by buying Two Roads Hospitality, made a massive $2.7 billion bet on all-inclusive resorts with Apple Leisure Group, and just recently added the super chic Standard International Group to their collection. Every single deal was a strategic move to capture a new type of traveler.
So what's the result of all this buying? Well, a massive, and let's be honest, pretty confusing collection of hotel brands. It was getting really hard to keep track. So Hyatt recently made a very smart move to bring some much-needed order to all that chaos.
The company realized that with so many different brands floating around, it was getting tough for customers, and even for their own loyalty members, to figure out what to choose. So, they recently announced this major reorganization to bring some real clarity back to their portfolio.
So now they've grouped all their brands into 5 clear categories, which makes it way easier to find the right hotel for your trip. You've got your top-tier luxury brands, the super trendy lifestyle hotels for a more curated experience, the inclusive resorts for a totally hassle-free vacation, the classic full-service brands like Regency, and of course the reliable essentials like Hyatt Place for a comfortable and convenient stay. It's just a much more intuitive way to find what you're looking for. But Hyatt's story isn't just about business strategy and brand portfolios. You see, over the decades, its hotels have become woven into the fabric of our culture, for better and sometimes for much, much worse.
Certain Hyatt locations are now way more than just hotels. They're cultural landmarks. They've been the backdrop for iconic films, they've been the meeting places for world leaders, and in one really tragic case, the site of a national disaster.
And you can see the stark contrast perfectly with these two hotels. On one hand, you have the Park Hyatt Tokyo, immortalized in the film Lost in Translation as this global symbol of sophisticated cool. And on the other, you have the Hyatt Regency Kansas City, forever remembered for the tragic 1981 Skywalk collapse that killed 114 people, a really dark and defining chapter in the company's history.
And the drama wasn't just in the public eye. Behind the scenes, the Pritzker family, the very people who had meticulously built this empire, was completely falling apart. As this Vanity Fair quote points out, a bitter internal feud just erupted into lawsuits and ultimately forced the fiercely private company to go public in 2009, changing its DNA forever.
So, what an incredible journey, right? From a single airport motel to a publicly traded global behemoth. Hyatt's story has been one of constant reinvention, fueled by architectural awe and aggressive acquisition. The only real question now is, in a travel landscape that's always changing, what will Hyatt have to do to stay on top?